Hello. I just finished watching Daredevil Born. Daredevil Born Again, Season 1, Episode 9, the season finale. It's finally here. Nothing abnormal about what I'm wearing today. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like these white marks on my chest, and it looks like someone fucking jizzed all over me, but it's like tape residue, like duct tape residue, because a few years ago I used this to make a Superboy costume. I just stuck in red tape in the sign of the Superman emblem, but the fucking thing just got stuck there, and I never managed to get all of it off, so I don't know how much you can see. Alright, let's go through my notes, and if you're wondering if I can see, I can see. How do I prove it? Here's my phone, I'm gonna throw it up, I'm gonna catch it. That wasn't very convincing. There you go. So yeah, I can see, but my notes, I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to read these because it's a bit blurry, so I'm gonna have to zoom in. Alright, let's go. We get a flashback of Bullseye and we learn how he got out, and they kind of just hand wave their explanation of why Fisk isn't in jail. Apparently it's because FBI or something, I don't know, they just didn't really care to explain it, which I found it was like, I don't know, I wish they actually did have a reasoning system behind why Fisk was let go, because that just diminishes all of season 3. I mean, at least they mentioned Nadeem, right, from season 3, but to me it was just a bit like, come on man, that was the whole point of season 3, it was a fucking checkmate, and for some reason he got let loose. And so did Benjamin Poindexter, for some reason he's allowed to leave as well. I'm like, hello? Can we get a proper explanation please? Like what the hell? It's always nice to see more Dex. You know, one of the best characters in the show. This is me trying to read my notes. I was also kind of wondering why Vanessa would go to Dex specifically instead of just hiring some sort of other assassin, because Dex isn't even really an assassin at this point, you know? Like, I know Bullseye is an assassin, like a mercenary or whatever, but in the show, all he's done is try to get revenge. He was just a puppet for Fisk, and then he tried to kill Fisk. Oh, and he tried to kill Vanessa as well. I'm like, bro, like, why would you go to him? That reasoning was a bit weak for me, and I'm pretty sure that was part of the rewrites as well, adding that Vanessa hired Bullseye, so that's like, no excuse for that. That was like shitty reasoning from my opinion, because that just didn't make any sense, dude. Like, I know you wanted like a guarantee hit on Foggy, but he's not even a well-protected guy, he's just some lawyer. You know what I mean? You didn't even have to hire anyone super extra, but for some reason she literally got Dex released just for this hit. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess she did mention like, oh, no one does it as well as you. Bro, he tried to kill you. Why would you even risk it? Why? I guess maybe she wanted to hire him, so there was like a fallback reasoning, like, oh, he just did it for revenge or whatever. So like the public doesn't really know that she hired him. But still, I didn't like that. But I did notice the parallels between her manipulating Dex and Fisk manipulating Dex. Like, yeah, because they're both shitty people, ha ha ha. Yeah, I get it, okay? Maybe how you explain why Nadeem's thing didn't work and Fisk was out of jail for some reason. How about you explain that, huh? Jesus Christ. This was a random note, but since I was watching the intro for the last time this season, I just had this random thought that, you know how like those statues, what did I just say? You know how those statues are crumbling and stuff? How sick would it have been if there was red wax just seeping out of those statues? Wouldn't that have been so cool? Because it's just so bland, it's gray and black. Gray and black. What's so visually interesting about that, huh? Put it in some red. I can't get over how dumb I look. Jesus Christ. All right. When Matt woke up from his coma or whatever and he called Heather Karen, oof, that would have hurt. And like, I'm glad she was reasonable, because Kristen, she was like, oh, it's the drugs, you know, which is true. But man, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt, bro. That's gotta hurt. I don't even know why this relationship is still alive, to be honest. I'm surprised, right, that Heather doesn't get as much hate as a character like her would usually get. Because I remember when Karen was getting so much hate for no reason, and like, I'm like, why is everyone okay with Heather? And not that I encourage it, because those kind of people who hate on female characters in these types of shows, they're the worst kind of people, and they should just be cut off from the internet forever. But I'm just saying, what? Like, why is she? Okay, no, I'm not gonna get into that. This is incel territory right here. Let's just move on. Oh yeah, and the fact that they just nonchalantly revealed that Fisk knew that Vanessa had Foggy killed. I feel like there was an opportunity to make some interesting conflict between him and Vanessa. But he was just like, yeah, I knew. Like, I know. Like, wow, great conflict, guys. Great, that makes some great character dynamics. Ha ha ha. What the hell? They even built up to that the last episode, like, oh, like Fisk doesn't know. Oh my god, how is this gonna implode their relationship again? How is it gonna make things more complicated? But nothing happened. And there's no excuses for this one because this episode and the previous episode, they were entirely written, shot, and edited fresh, not from the previous version of the show. So no excuses. So that's a you know, a substantial criticism. Okay, I don't know if they just skipped over how New York City went into a blackout, but I was like, what? Like, when did this happen, first of all? And second of all, that would be so much death, so much destruction. It would set back the worldwide economy by a very reasonable amount. Like, New York City is on a full blackout. Do you know how many hospitals would be just, how many patients they would lose? Do you know, like, the fucking traffic accidents? Do you know how many like kills and murders and stealing, like how much of that would go on? Are you serious? A New York City blackout? I know, like, I looked it up. There was one complete blackout in like the 1970s and there was like a sectional blackout in the 2000s or something, but a whole New York City blackout. Why are we underplaying this? That's that's a lot of fucking people in a very urban, electricity powered city. Do you know how many people that would kill? So many people. And they didn't even really explain that. I guess they showed that cop who shot that one robber guy, and he was like, yeah, actually no, he wasn't innocent. He was a hooded vigilante. First of all, what a piece of shit. Second of all, that's the only thing we're gonna get. New York City has a full blackout. I don't think people would just like understand the gravity of that situation. Like, this is a Doctor Strange level threat. That would be a Spider-Man level threat. I know, like, we can't show Spider-Man or whatever. Like, I'm trying to suspend that disbelief. In New York City, Manhattan, that whole island goes in a blackout, and you're gonna tell me no repercussions? What? Okay, let's move on. And we finally got Frank reappearing. Oh my god, seeing him and Matt interact was so good. They just have a good chemistry with one another. I'm pretty sure one of the showrunners of this show, one of the new showrunners, they worked on Punisher. So they know how to write Punisher. But just seeing them together, and that was so good, man. Just them just chatting and talking shit. I was settled for that. We didn't even need that team up fight scene in Matt's apartment. And speaking of which, pretty good fight scene, but a lot of slow motion. I'm not a fan of that. Like, if it's in slow motion, it should be like stylistically in slow motion. These slow motion shots were just, I was like, what's going on here? You know, what's going on? Am I being too nitpicky? Maybe, but I have this mask on, so I feel defiant, so. And I don't think they really explained how they got a grenade into Matt's apartment. And by the way, I hate when action movies do this, but grenades do not cause explosions, like fiery explosions. Most of it is just shrapnel. I thought they would have known better, but apparently not, because there was like fires blowing out the windows from a grenade. Have you seen a grenade, bro? Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm being way too critical of that fight scene. I enjoyed seeing them fight together. I think that's the very first time. No, it's not. We've seen them fight together in season 2 of Daredevil. Hey, when Frank was like, don't expect me to play patty cake, I'm gonna chop him down, which, fair enough, dude, fair enough. And Matt was like, no, please don't. And we got Karen back as well, thank God. Listen, another criticism. I'm not saying I didn't like the episode, but another criticism is that when they kind of hinted at the fact that Frank and Karen have feelings for each other with like the heartbeat thing, like, oh, I'm sure it's just adrenaline or whatever. Oh my God, no, I hate the idea of Karen and Frank being a couple. No. Stop, please. I hate that. Please, let's not touch that subject ever again, because that just seems so wrong. Is that just me? That just seems like something that just shouldn't happen. Speaking of Frank, we finally got him against the Punisher fanboys, like just him against them. And I don't know if he was getting caught on purpose, but that was so fucking dumb how he just walked up to them, because the Punisher that we have seen from Daredevil and the Punisher series, he would not have done that. He would have stayed far away, sniped them off,
You know what I mean? He wouldn't just go in there, guns blitzing and blazing away. What kind of strategy is that? No, there's no way. Because if you're gonna say, yeah, he did it on purpose, he would have fucking died. It makes no sense. And I found that pretty fucking dumb because it was a good, I like that fight scene. I like how violent it was, but nothing that memorable, to be honest, about it. Yeah, I just, the way they set that fight up, I was like, what, Frank, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is dumb. This is, oh, okay, he's getting beaten and he's dying. That's cool. Speaking of dying, we had that intercut with Fisk killing Gallo. Rip Gallo and Sheila, you rat. I mean, I get why is that her name, Sheila? I get why she ratted him out to Fisk, but that kill was so brutal. Is that the most violent kill we've ever gotten in the MCU? Maybe. It definitely outdoes the beating the head with the car door in, I'll say that. I need to rewatch that scene again. That was pretty gory, man. I thought he was gonna full crush his head, but no, he just tore away his flesh and just broke his jaw. That's insane. A grown-ass man doing that to another grown-ass man. I'm glad they weren't lying about the whole violence thing because you know how before every show they would be like, actually we're not holding back on the violence on this one. This one's gonna be super gritty, you know, like we are not holding back. They said that for Moon Knight, they said that for Echo, and it was just like, bro, it's just gunshots, bro. And they said the same thing for this, so everyone was like, yeah, right. Shut up. But they've definitely delivered on the violence this season. I can't lie. Not that violence makes things good, but it's certainly a spectacle, you know? All right, I might take off this mask in a sec because it's itching the fuck out of my nose. So after that, we had all these people and vigilantes caged up like dogs. That's embarrassing, along with Frank as well. And while we're on that topic, the end credit scene, dude, Anthony, what are you doing, bro? Why are you trying to I mean, like, it makes sense because all these fucking dirty cops that idolize the Punisher, so they want to shake his hand, you know? But he got bit by Frank, the Frank dog. What an idiot. I mean, we as viewers can be like, what an idiot, but shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that, man. That's the Punisher. And I know some people are gonna say that it doesn't make sense that Fisk kept Punisher alive, but to me, I think it kind of does make sense because he is more of a jailer of the enemies he captures rather than an executioner. Like, he only executes to make his plans go forward, but when it comes to like trophies, he likes keeping them alive, which I think has been consistent throughout all the series and stuff. So yeah, I'm not gonna really criticize that. I should take off this mask. I feel like this kind of, I don't know what my hair is gonna look like if I take this off. Oh boy. Should I just keep it on? Nah, I'll just keep it on, fuck it. Yeah, so final talking point, Daredevil was like, this is a war and we need an army. And I'm like, oh, an army of vigilantes? Okay, say less, bro. I'm keen to see the cameos they managed to scoop it up in here because, you know, Kristen Ritter, Jessica Jones, she was like, I don't know, maybe. And I was like, oh, okay. And Luke Cage, the actor, Mike Coulter, he was like, I don't know, man, maybe. And Iron Fist, I don't think they were gonna ever bring him back, but still, I was like, okay, let's see. And they open up Josie's bar, and it's Josie, the bartender. We have Cherry, who we still don't know shit about, and we have the Asian cop lady. Sweet, yes, this will take down Fisk. I was like, what is this, bro? Huh? They really never explained Cherry's relationship with Matt, because in the first episode, they just kind of assumed that you would assume that they have a working vigilante cop relationship. And then fast forward, Matt's like, hey, you called me when you needed help. I'm like, when? The only cop you ever worked was Brett Mahone, and we haven't seen him yet, so what the fuck? Yeah, that was a letdown. The way they were building that up, I swore they were gonna bring in some other vigilantes or something. That was a letdown. What are they gonna do? They're gonna get shot up. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna be shot up, dragged in the streets, and hung up for everyone to see. But hopefully next season we get some more vigilantes. Not that more vigilantes make things better. I think Arrow did a good job of progressing from season 1 to season 2, like the lonesome vigilante to a couple more vigilantes while still keeping the threat balance with the amount of heroes we had. I've seen complaints that this felt like half a season, which yeah, it did. I don't know, it depends how you look at it. They kind of try to stage it as an Empire Strikes Back moment where, oh, our heroes are in crisis and that's the end, which I get it, right? I saw one comment that was like, this felt like the penultimate episode before the actual finale, and I was like, true. That's very true. Because it feels like after that setup, they were gonna go to war with Fisk and the whole thing would have wrapped up, you know what I mean? Because if you think back to season 1 or season 3 with Matt versus Fisk, it was a whole journey from beginning to end. So the threat like starts and we learn more and then it collapses and we tie it up in a neat little bow. But this one was not a neat little bow, it was a blackout New York City type of ribbon. Yeah, so yeah, when I immediately finished the episode, I didn't really think too much about it, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, that didn't really satisfy my cravings. You know, I feel like the content in the episode itself, if you take it scene by scene, Punisher coming up, pretty much it. But that's like season finale worth, I guess, but there was no emotional worth. There was no emotional climax. There was action climax, we got a lot of fight scenes and stuff, but there was no emotional and plot climax, which is, you know, what a lot of people hope for when a season wraps up. But because if they extend this into season 2 and they have plans, and if they have plans for season 3 and 4, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do for season 3 and 4? Are we just gonna have season 1 and 2 are the same story? Basically part 1 and 2, and then season 3 is its own story and season 4 is its own story? I don't know, but I will give it some leeway because they are working off shot footage before they came in and overhauled everything. So, you know, we don't know behind the scenes what they had to struggle with and what they had to balance and keep juggling and stuff. So hopefully season 2 is better. But I didn't really hold back in my criticisms for this episode because it definitely wasn't perfect, and you know, they could have done more. I'm just saying, because they had the opportunity to write this from beginning to end, but again, they were set up with a previous team's plot to work off. So, you know, good thing we're getting season 2 next year, I believe, because they're in the middle of shooting it now. So that lines up. I'm gonna give this episode, oh my god, I don't know. I feel like the stuff that I pointed out, it's small things, but they really bother me for some reason. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 Daredevil-esque chromatics. I'm sorry, I know I gave a couple other episodes in the season a 4 out of 5. I feel like structurally and plot-wise, there was just too many pebbles in the shoe, you know what I mean? To make it unnoticeable. It just got them putting all these fucking pebbles in my shoe. I can't put it aside at some point, you know? I just gotta be like, okay, this is annoying, like what's going on? Also, I thought they were gonna reveal Buck to be someone, but apparently not. He's just still just some guy, some British guy who's good with a gun, and he just came out of nowhere and became the next Wesley. I don't think I have any more thoughts other than that, but that was a good summary. Oh my goodness, it is bright. How's my hair? Oh, it's a mess. Don't look at me. Oh, it's all flat. That's it. That's Daredevil Born Again Season 1. Let me know what you thought about the episode and the season. In terms of Disney Plus, I'm gonna be covering Andor. If you haven't seen Andor Season 1, you gotta see it, bro. It's awesome. Just if you don't like the first couple of episodes, I promise, just like hold out. It'll be worth it. So yeah. Excited for Andor. We have Last of Us as well going on right now. Is there anything else? No, there isn't. All right, see y'all.